We on? Okay. Welcome everybody. CBSI presents Tales from Flipside number 46. I'm Dino. We have a good show tonight. I feel. I can feel it in the bones. We're gonna talk about Red Dead Redemption. We're gonna talk about some Daredevil stuff. It's gonna be good stuff. I can't wait. Boys, introduce yourselves.
John Z. I don't have anything to pump or talk about, so we'll just kind of ride on with the next one.
Hey, you guys talk about your water heater. We gotta talk about that too. But
did have a near miss with a basement full of comics that we can get into.
Brian Wood, Simple Man's Comics. We originally had a special guest lined up tonight, but he has to reschedule due to. So, if you're here and you're wanting to listen to Stan Kanapka, he promised to be on at a later date, but couldn't make it tonight. Something with a show and a promoter, but.
Hey.
He'll get back with us.
He just bailed on me like my parents, so it's fine. I mean, I'm used to this. It's fine.
So,
well, guys, we're the only ones listening, so I guess we're okay. Nobody else is worried about him.
What's up, gents? This is Brian McClay, and you're only getting a couple hours of me because I have been waiting here for everybody else for the last 3 hours because I don't change back my time every year like you idiots. So thanks for not saying anything.
It is kind of funny.
What happened?
Daylight savings time, man.
They don't have it in Arizona.
No, so I've been on here for an hour early, waiting for you guys going, hold on, the podcast to end or something? And I just wasn't told.
Well, I was going to break it to you. I'm kicking off the podcast.
Oh, shit.
And I'm Scott Reagan, and I'm thoroughly confused.
Thoroughly.
So you guys just go with the flow all year? Like, you just don't?
Well, we think it's an amazing thing, but obviously it's not.
You get like an extra hour of sleep, or you lose an hour of sleep, or you.
No, because we don't worry about
happens.
it. Yeah, we don't have to change.
They just say fuck it.
Well, no, I know that.
Indiana
but I'm just
used to be
saying.
the only other state that didn't do it. We didn't time change until about 5 years ago.
Huh.
Oh.
You think we can get this going on nationally? Because I hate this time change shit.
Well, they've been trying to do it nationally for a while now because there's really no reason since nobody farms or does any of that type of shit anymore.
Everyone gets, kids don't walk to school anymore. Like, fuck, they're so spoiled to get rides.
They get rides down to Halloween during Halloween, house to house, man. Just jump in a car and go down the next driveway, bro.
I'm gonna have to look into this. I feel like it's got to be a corporate scam of some sort.
100%.
Maybe a way to make you.
Holiday.
We got to figure out who's profiting from daylight savings.
Always conspiracy and everything, my friend.
On the next episode of Tales from the Flip Side.
We'll figure it out before we spring back or whatever. Fall back.
Yeah. Spring forward. On the next daylight savings time,
maybe we won't spring forward.
we won't.
This show is just going to go on at whatever time it's supposed to go on.
No, I can't even post a YouTube link on time, let alone fall back and spring forward.
That's why it's late, actually.
I'll tell you what, though. Thank God that our cell phones and most of the stuff we own adjust automatically.
I got something about that. So I bought a new car, right? I bought like a 2017 Ford Escape. It didn't automatically change. I'm gonna go to the dealership. I'm going to the dealership and say, "Can I turn this fucking thing in?" I mean, take it back, bro.
Mine didn't auto adjust either. That was the only thing I had to change.
No, but you know what's funny? It's like I'm so used to the olden days and the cell phones when they sometimes change and sometimes it doesn't. So I always wake up in the middle of the night and I'm like, so did it jump? Is it the new 1 o'clock or the old 1 o'clock? That
whole 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock time is fishy.
Oh,
you don't know.
It's even worse in movie theaters. Like, remember when they used to print out like 11:59 tickets for like midnight showings? It's like, is it midnight or is it 11:59 of the day of? That fucked me too. It's terrible.
All right.
So basically, we've confirmed we can't tell time. We don't know shit.
Pretty much. Yeah. My alarm clock has a little button for DST. It doesn't even auto change.
I don't have an alarm clock.
Why? You use your phone, don't you?
No, I don't. My cat wakes me up every day.
She's a good cat, though.
Yeah. I mean, so basically, I'm a morning person now since I've owned a cat.
I got my cat a new litter box, man.
Nice.
With a nice lid on it and everything. So
yeah, pooping in it.
Yeah, he's happy.
Nice.
Yeah. Well,
so who's seen Daredevil?
I did.
I did too.
I have one episode till the end.
I have not had a chance to see it. How is it?
Excellent.
Yeah, it's
Absolutely
good.
excellent.
Yeah, I mean,
I thought it was good as almost as close to the first season myself.
Yeah, I
I
agree.
actually really enjoyed it.
Yeah, I agree.
There was one or two that were a little slow, but
yeah.
overall,
There always is. It's 13 episodes is a long.
13. Wow.
I liked it because there's no damn Claire Temple.
Right?
Aren't most Netflix 10 episodes?
they've been drifting.
They've been
that way.
13, and then the last two of Iron Fist and Luke Cage were 10, I believe.
Okay.
But nobody cares about them because they got canceled. So.
Yeah, they got the axe. Apparently, people weren't watching.
Yeah, so in that same article that they were saying that supposedly season 3 for Daredevil was down 57%. They said season 2 of Iron Fist and Luke Cage lost 2/3 of their viewership, and that was from a company called Jump Shot, some San Francisco-based analytics. But I don't know how they get their data because supposedly Netflix doesn't disclose viewership.
It has to be like an informal poll, but like,
Right.
Yeah.
I know like everybody we know probably watched it. So I mean,
Regrettably.
Yeah, I'll sit there and complain, but I still watch just like I do Walking Dead right now.
I'll tell you what, I have not watched it since Carl got the axe.
I haven't watched it before that.
Yeah, I mean, I think the Netflix shows that it's easy to watch it because you'll catch it over a course of even if it's. You can tell how good it is by how fast you watch it.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I was really pissed because I was watching Titans at the same time as Daredevil, and I was like, all right, I watched Daredevil first, like half the season, so I'm like, okay, I'm gonna go. I watched the first couple episodes of Titans, right off the bat, but I wasn't really paying attention, and then this time around, like, all right, I'm gonna go watch Titans, and then I'm like, where the fuck is the next episode? And I realized they're putting them out weekly, and that really pissed me off. So. So just a heads
How
up,
spoiled
DC.
we are.
Yeah, just a heads up, DC. You pissed off one person over here, so fix it.
That's part of why I haven't done it. I'm like, I'm not sure I need $10 for the DC network. I'm gonna wait until it's like close to the end.
Let me put it this way: I was the same way, and I couldn't find it on any, Terrarium died, or I think that's what it was called.
Yeah,
and then
I go Titanium TV now. It's the
thank you,
Terrarium
sir.
replacement.
Thank you. I will be finding that one. So, anyways, I couldn't find it, so I'm like, all right, I'm gonna go buy it.
I'm
at least
happy
the
to pay
Saturday thing.
I'm happy to pay my money to them. If they're gonna drag it out for 3-4 months, I'm gonna wait till more episodes are out.
But I will say this: I was fucking blown away, man. The first show I watched, I wasn't, and maybe that was just because my expectations weren't so high and I wasn't paying 100% attention. So I talked about it with a couple friends and rewatched it, and I've been blown away with how good it is, man. Absolutely amazing.
I watched right up until Grayson's parents died.
Spoiler alert.
Yeah.
That's like the opening scene.
I was about to say, yeah, it's the very first scene. I will say this: I think like all of us, we were all bummed out with the kind of way that they were showing things and the whole Starfire thing. And I think Starfire's been one of the main things that's been really good. The girl that's playing her, she does a great job. So far, that's been really good, and I was really expecting that to be complete garbage. The Hawk and Dove are fucking awesome. And only thing that I don't like so far is I feel like Raven's a little too young. And then the other thing I don't like is Dick's a little too violent for Dick.
You don't like violent Dick?
He doesn't like his dicks to be violent.
Yeah.
Is that a
So
body count song?
yeah,
He likes a sensual dick.
God, I set myself up for that one bad.
It was kind of a lob shot.
Yeah, I know you guys were just waiting for it.
I just like how on Ion Outline it says "Dick Too Dark."
Yeah.
I mean, why is it going to be a color thing with you, Brian? Where's it going?
Terrible.
I about spit booze.
That's the living in Arizona thing. Sorry about that. So, anyways, I've been blown away with how good it is. I don't know if anybody's else has really liked it, but I was thinking it was going to be beyond shitty, and just like everybody else.
Review-wise was terrible. They're like, "How do you make the Teen Titans no fun?" But
oh man, I've had a blast with it. absolute blast. So
How many episodes are in? 3?
4. The 4th one came out. It was really good. They did a really cool Doom Patrol thing, which I was not expecting. So I think it's been fucking awesome, and I'll attribute that to Jeff Johns because Jeff Johns is an executive producer, I believe. So
where he's actually being able to use his creative content, where he's supposed to have a hand in like the movies lately, and then it seemed like Warner Brothers execs just like screwed him over and did what they wanted to anyways.
Yeah, exactly.
Because he's got like his own, not production, but where he can basically create and write for the movies or content, like a
well,
his own business type thing, right?
He's supposed to be doing that for Green Lantern, right?
If they let him do Green Lantern, it would be an awesome movie.
Supposedly he has a script. He's waiting for it to get greenlit.
You think they would do Rebirth or
they have to
Darkest Night?
Well, you start off with Rebirth.
You can't do Darkest Night. It's too many characters.
Yeah, I'm just wondering if they would if they could. They're only going to do one. Like, would they just go for that one?
I just think it would be so. I mean, I want it to do, but it'd just be so confusing. There's no backstory. There's
Yeah.
I think
it would be awesome though.
I've said it before. I think that Rebirth is my favorite all-time comic story.
Rebirth is great. It is. It is definitely. I'm not even a Green Lantern fan. It's a friggin' awesome story.
Yeah. And on top of that, the reason Jeff did that, and then the whole thing, every story after that, was so close to his heart for doing it the right way. And but Z just said something I never actually thought about for a second, and it really bummed me out. And that's the fact that Rebirth was set upon a lot of the main parts of the story were just you had so much backstory with the characters, and without having any of that backstory, I just realized he can't do Rebirth. So that's a bummer. How is he supposed to do it without? I mean, we don't even know about Hal Jordan, yet alone, him being gone. So
I think they could do it, but it would have to be correct. Because I mean, they could pick your other 2 lanterns, your other 1 lantern, and have Hal come back, but it would be a severely trimmed down story. But how Scotty Suck and Dark
Blackest Night.
They're just so it's half of it's the characters that are dead and coming back and all that, and either they'd have to just use such C and D level characters that it wouldn't make sense.
I don't know. I also heard that they're going to try to make it almost like a buddy cop movie, like a Lethal Weapon with Jon Stewart and Hal Jordan, or I don't know.
Jeez,
I've heard that version too, but I don't know.
Guy Gardner.
I would assume that whole thing's kind of on hold at this point since they basically scrapped the universe 2 weeks ago, right?
Well, yeah. Well, Ben Affleck, Henry Cavill are out. Wonder Woman's staying.
Momoa's out.
What?
I think everybody's out. They said the only 3 people going forward in the universe.
Don't say Flash, because that's the one person they need to get rid of.
No, they said Wonder Woman staying, Harley, and Shazam.
I don't want to see him getting rid of Momoa before his movie even comes out.
I think they've decided basically that
nobody likes Aquaman.
Is they're getting rid of all traces of Snyder, basically.
Dressed as a bat, right on. Dig it.
I think they're fresh starting, but like Wonder Woman's too good to get rid of.
Oh yeah, you can't get rid of one. You can't get rid of the Wonder Woman and Harley. Those 2 actresses are perfect.
And she's she wasn't really in the DCU, so that you can argue that that's fine. And I think Zach Levi is just that movie's so not in it that it doesn't count either. Which they could maybe they take the Wonder Woman vibe and the Shazam vibe and move forward with that.
I don't know. I think that there's ways to do it without just clearing the slate clean. But
well, if you've lost your Superman, you've lost your Batman. Your Flash wasn't that good. My impression is that maybe they're not in love with Momoa.
Yeah.
Or maybe they just don't want to push Aqua fucking man.
I think it's that they don't want to push Aquaman. I think Momoa is doing as best as he can to make Aquaman look cool.
Well, I mean, I saw the whole movie in their 5-minute fucking trailer too. So,
Well, and listen, if you watched the animated DC movies when they did the Justice League, they didn't put Aquaman in it till the second or third movie. They kind of replaced him with Shazam. So
You're just pushing Shazam. That's all it is.
I know what you're doing.
I think they've got a winner.
It's a
He was like-
It's a conspiracy.
He was like Jack Black in Saving Silverman when he saw old Levi at Baltimore Comic Con. I want to party with you. Just it wasn't Neil Diamond.
So obviously Daredevil's great, Titan's great. So great things beget great things, boys. So what are we gonna bring up next? Is Red Dead Redemption 2.
Whew.
On fire. It's the greatest game ever because you can look and walk at the same time. 5 stars for me. 5 stars. You can walk and look at the same time.
You can actually ride a horse and look at the same time.
The hype train starting.
God bless the cinematic camera.
Oh God.
Do you use that?
No.
Yeah, I could just hold down X and ride while I'm checking stuff on my phone.
Oh, Mr. 4K. Mr. 4K. Yeah, exactly.
But I've probably played it the least because my kid's like, "What are you playing? Can I play?" "Ooh, you just shot that guy in the head, Dad. That's bad." Get out of here.
You told me he's a dirty outlaw?
Yeah, I mean it's basically Grand Theft Auto, but in the Wild Wild West.
The first Red Dead Redemption by far was good too. I mean,
that was one of my. I mean, I'll tell you what, I haven't bought a video game in I can't tell you how long, years.
Mm-hmm.
And I really loved the first one, so I definitely when I heard that this was out, I was like, "Yep, I'm gonna have to get that."
Yeah,
the first one was like one of those few games that I've played complete.
Mm-hmm. Tried to do all the challenges and everything, right?
And I was like, "This is so much fun." I mean, second one, I'm still stumbling around with controls. I go up to talk to a guy and I shoot him, and then I'm running from the law.
The controls are definitely hanky sometimes.
Yeah. It's clunky, man. It's clunky.
I had a buddy tell me today that he was on a horse riding, and all of a sudden another guy on a horse showed up, and he hit that guy and killed his horse, and then he was being arrested for killing a guy's horse. Yep. So then he just had to kill that guy and the guy that's going to arrest him. And then 2 people saw him, and he had to kill 3 more guys. He's like, "Dude, I had to kill 6, 7 guys just for killing a horse."
Yeah. Well, the thing that kills me is if you're riding into town and some guy kind of cuts you off on his horse and you knock him over, you're fucked. I mean, you might as well run out of that town. And then you got to pay a bounty in the beginning. Bounties are expensive because you have no money, but after that, I mean, you have a lot of money. So
did you guys find the 2 gold bars in the overturned train car?
I found 1, I think.
There's 2 in the one train car.
I fucked up the legendary bear quest. I got mauled and died. And it didn't,
same here.
And it didn't let me do it again. I'm like, ugh.
I saw the bear coming at me. I think I shot him 6 times in the
head.
I
did too. And then it said circle, and I didn't press circle fast enough.
And I got the bear pelt, and I was 50 yards from the guy out in the wilderness where he traded into, and I heard some guy scream, went to help him out. He was getting attacked by wolves, and then the wolves startled my horse, knocked me off of it, and the wolves killed me. Next thing I know, the freaking bear pelt's gone.
Yep. You know what the worst is when you're just dicking around for a while, and then you see something, you go do that, and then you all right, I'm gonna go back to town. Then on your way back to town, you see something else. You're like, "Oh, let me check this out." Then you end up getting killed by 17 raiders.
So the thing too is I was talking to Mel because Mel has it too, and it's awesome because Mel has it.
He's been playing it nonstop.
He does this with games, and it's cool. I love his enthusiasm. He goes, "I just want to unlock fast travel." I'm like, "Bro, there is no fast travel."
Yeah, there is.
Yeah,
is there? Oh, I was like, "There's a horse, man."
You gotta upgrade your.
You gotta get an Arab, right? An Arabian.
No, you have to upgrade your camp.
Oh, is that what it is?
Yeah, upgrade Dutch's tent, and then you got to upgrade your tent.
Oh, damn.
And you walk around the side of your tent, and there's a map that you can fast travel.
He was on Hangouts the other day. He's like, "I just wanted to do this mission. Next thing I know, I end up saving this girl, shaving, buying a new jacket."
Yeah, you get distracted so easily. Literally, it's like I'm riding down. I'm like, all right, I'm gonna go down to this objective, and then you see like smoke in the distance. You're like, well, I gotta check that out now.
Well, or it's like you're riding around and like, oh, a big white dot, like somebody needs help, and it's like, oh, I need to help that dude. I need to help them. Did you guys do the shooting contest with the Mexican dude yet?
Yeah, I ended up not paying him and had to kill him.
So yeah, what I did is I got him on the first one, right, and then the bird one I couldn't do.
Yeah,
it.
the bird was tough.
And I said, yeah, I'm not paying you, and I just blew him away, and I robbed him, and I was like, whatever. I was like, whatever. I wonder what you get. Like, I couldn't see the birds. I'm like, where are these birds at? And then all of a sudden, he had like 4 down. I'm like, you.
Yeah, I was still trying to figure out the dead eye is a little tough to figure out too.
I don't even use Deadeye, dude. Is that bad? Like, I don't even use it. I just use my my rifle, and that's all I use.
He's taking down the big grizzly bear with a bow.
Whatever, man. Hey, I'll use a knife if I have to.
I did like that mission though. Of course, I'm towards the beginning of the game still. But when you're supposed to go save that guy, he got arrested, and they're gonna hang him, and you're supposed to save him.
Mm-hmm.
And the guy you're going with, you're like, "Hey, you look nervous. Let's go to the saloon."
Oh, you get hammered?
yeah.
You just get drunk with the guy, and then like each time your buddy goes missing, and you got to find him, and like you keep getting more and more drunk, and then like the last time you go look for him, everyone you look at is the dude, and you walk in on like people humping in the saloon, and even the chick and the dude have his face on them.
Yeah, that was a funny one.
Where's the kids around for that one?
No, thank God. And then of course it's got the saloon music playing loud.
You know what I love about that mission is the whole time he's like acting like it's a big deal the guy's missing, and he's like literally like 10 feet away from him.
Yeah.
But he's screaming the whole time, and the dude's not answering. Like, what the fuck?
Larry!
He doesn't get beat up or kicked out of the establishment. He's screaming the whole time. Obviously shit faced.
Oh, we all been there. We all been there.
The whole time I just think of like Jeff Bridges from like True Grit, and
yeah. Who did anybody change their character yet? Like what they look like?
No.
I put some pomade in my hair.
Yeah, I actually did do that. I shaved once too.
So and the main guy in the first one, wasn't that John Marston? Weren't you John Marston?
Yeah, that's John Marston. Yeah. He's in the second one. I mean,
yeah, they made him like a little bitch.
Yeah, well, I mean, you can't be the man. Okay.
Can't have the man.
Yeah, that's right. I'm playing right now. This is terrible. This podcast is going downhill quickly.
So, what's your favorite thing to do in the game?
I mean, honestly, like I didn't mind not fast traveling, just riding around. It doesn't bother me. I got that thoroughbred horse, but besides that, I don't know. I'm a mission guy, like main mission. And it's bad because I've been skipping dialogue. I'm like, we all know you're a tough outlaw. I'm an outlaw. It's like,
yeah, I skipped the dialogue too.
Yeah, so, but I mean, no, I just kind of do the missions, and if I see something, I'll do it. I mean, I'm not that interactive with it. Like I know guys who like been attacked by bobcats, or guys who found the edge of a map and like went there, and I just it's not me.
I get distracted. I'll be on a mission. I jump off just to like hunt a rabbit.
Yeah.
Oh, see, I don't. I haven't hunted. I really haven't crafted anything. I just got bullets.
Like, your satchel's full. You can't skin it all and take all the parts.
I haven't even traded my stuff in. It's like, you can't carry this. Well, I don't need it then.
Go to the fence.
It's starting to sound like Oregon Trail here, guys.
You know what? It's like Westworld almost.
Yeah.
You literally can do whatever you want. Like, I'm trying to figure out how to rob a train and not like end up getting shot by the cops. It's not going so well.
Yeah. And the map's huge, man. I mean, it's ridiculous.
Yeah, it is gigantic.
It's way too big. It's like, I mean, and in the disc, like, did everybody buy the physical copy?
Yeah, I did.
So you had like
120 gigabytes.
Dude, yeah. you have 2 discs, like one data disc. I mean, it's a Blu-ray for Christ's sakes. Then you have the play disc. I mean, it's ridiculous.
I pre-ordered so it would be downloaded and ready to play the day of release. Of course, I didn't get to play it till like 3 days after.
I think didn't Mel download it, and it took him like all night to download it. And had to install.
He bought the disc and then started. I guess you got to change discs out. So he like started loading it, went away, came back, and had another 3 hours.
The AOL dial-up, man. You know.
But what system are you guys playing on?
PS4.
Yeah,
I have Xbox.
Oh, that's sad. I'm sorry.
Hey man,
They
I
say
think
it plays better on Xbox.
I mean I like the Xbox controller better.
Well, at least they're not. At least Xbox fanboys aren't shitting on it like other games because they can't play it. Oh, Spider-Man is a piece of shit, bro. Because you guys can't play it. It's like, yeah.
I think that's stupid.
You're not a true e-gamer.
Yeah, bro. It's so funny.
Could it really cost that much more to have to make it on 2 different platforms?
Not really. It honestly, I mean, it's Sony and exclusive to Sony. I mean, Sony owns Spider-Man. I mean,
Yeah, that's true. So I guess at that point it's more of a branding thing than actually trying to make money off the game.
Yeah, one of the big things coming up is they're finally starting to work on like cross-platform play
Oh yeah.
for certain games. Yeah.
well,
Like, maybe like
Call of Duty does it.
I mean, like the way like Red Dead Redemption, like these open world sandbox games, like imagine something like that, but like Avengers or
Yeah.
X-Men.
That's like the golden ticket to everything.
That would be amazing. Or even like Justice League, like something like that, where you have like a super all-star cast, and you could be whatever character you want and do whatever you want to do.
Well, they tried doing that with DC Universe, didn't they? And it just
Yeah, but you played as like your own character.
oh yeah, I remember
you
that.
didn't
You're
play as
right.
a specific. You could make your character and you could pick like a hero to like model your character after.
Yeah.
You know what I wish, boys? Is I wish we could like run in camp. Why can't we run around in the camp? It's like
Yeah. Oh my god, I hate that.
I just want to run around, bro.
So what's your favorite guns?
I do like the Lancaster, dude. That's
The Lancaster's the beast.
Yeah.
14 rounds.
Yeah.
Ready to go.
No joke. Just like
What about you, Wood?
Yeah, like I said, I'm at the beginning, so I've been using the repeater and sawed off or 2-barrel shotgun.
the repeater's not bad either, dude.
No.
Fighting starts the imagination.
You got to get yourself to Schofield.
Yeah. Like yesterday was the first day where I had kind of an extended time to play where I got into it. Like I'm telling you, that saloon level like had me like wanting to play the rest of the day. Yeah, I was like, this is great.
I can't play like long stretches anymore. Any games. I don't know why. I really
No, because I always feel like I should be doing something else.
Well, not
Oh,
even that. It's just like I can't. I
Oh,
don't
I
have the.
I should list comics on eBay, which I haven't done in like 3 months.
I think
Done
we shut the store down for a little bit. Scotty did. I think because it was because Red Dead came out. Seriously, he said he needed a break, but Red Dead.
I went away on vacation.
But yeah, like stuff's gotten hot, and I'm like, oh, I got that, and then I'm like, yeah, I missed that boat. There's like 600 of them listed now.
Speaking of missing the boat, man, Young Avengers, man, a lot of people pumping that, man. I saw it on 425 for like the variant or 600
How
or
about that
something.
Spider Ghost?
Spider Ghost. I was so mad. I sent that to Sean, dude. I was like, hey, what about this one? He thought it was cover art, like an art. Like he didn't think it was a book. I saw it for $100 on my comic shop and said,
I think there's we've talked about this a little bit before too. I think there's 1 to 3 books a year that just go crazy, and this is one of them. And like Thanos last year, or what was that other Spider-Man with the? I forget who did it. Was it Fritzon? No, it was. Anyways, it was like where it's Venom and Spider-Gwen or something.
You're
Where
talking about the Stephanie Hans,
that one.
X-Men Blue?
Yeah.
Blue.
That's it. So there's like 1 or 2 books, especially variants, that go crazy, and this is like one of those books.
Well,
So
do
do you think this would be like the Hughes Spider-Gwen, or do you think this would be like the Harley Quinn pink that like went way up and then came down to like
I think it's
$300?
the art's too good to not be like the Hughes Spider.
yeah, I think that. And how many people were ordering Spider Gwen like at 100 a piece?
Yeah, but it's a #1 issue, so there's
Well,
gotta
that's
be
true too. Yeah.
a little bit higher. But I mean, by all means, I'm not hating anyone if they're making money on it right now because that's the game. But
Hey, get your money.
yeah, it's just I'm just baffled by that and rags and some
Like,
of these titles that
I'm not hating the people buying that stuff, but it's not for me.
I think why Rags is doing so well is just because it was so quote unquote limited, right?
But the story is like kind of meh.
Yeah. Yeah.
But hey,
I don't think people read these books.
if
I agree.
But by all means, if you have it and you're selling it, good on you. But it's just I sit back. That's why I always buy what I like, and I just sit back in amazement and go, "Wow, some of these things are going nuts."
It is kind of wild.
You know, with the rags thing, that kind of another reason that I think it did so well is another reason to start looking at these books, and that's these Kickstarter campaigns. You know, that Rags had the Kickstarter campaign, and some of those Kickstarter books, the actual physical copies from that campaign, or the Patreon campaign.
Yeah, Patreon.
Yeah, I mean,
so
those
many.
yeah, but still, they're, you know, that's people love to get in on shit like that have that type of deal, so you can be like one of the people that say, "Oh, I was first on it," even though if they weren't. If they can get that book, then they can go, "See, I was first on it. I have the Patreon."
Mhm.
No, but more like there's so many like Kickstarter books and Patreon books. Like if you were going to gamble on it, it's like chasing variants. There's so many options.
Yeah, if you get in, it's like you'll never get on the right one, or you're chasing.
You're gonna lose more than you win.
Yeah.
Because I've looked at that, and like if you just search, there's so many out there, and you know a lot of them sound good.
Maybe
how are you going to pick the ones that just happen to hit?
Well, I guess one of the things to look at, and this is sad to say, is cover art, because that Rags cover art was, I don't remember what the Patreon one looked like, but I know one of them kind of, the Patreon for number 2 had that cover art, that same type of cover art as the regular number 2. So maybe if you can look at the cover art's still that good. That's one of those reasons, you know, to kind of throw it in that plus category. I think most people are picking up books for cover art these days anyways.
Well, I think some of that also is there's such a, I don't want to say saturation, but holy cow, how many titles come out a week?
Yeah.
I mean, you gotta
seeing
have a full-time job to afford them. So
seeing this CBSI Bolo every week, it's just like mind numbing. Like first appearances, like reader buzz, variant buzz. It's like, wow.
Yeah.
That's a great tool, though. I will.
It is. It is. Yeah, it's just, but it's
like 10% of the books coming out. Like, there's a lot on that list, and that's 10% of the books.
Yeah,
that's
just a highlight of what is coming out every week.
That's not just books people are reading.
No, that's the speculator hit list.
Yeah, it is a good tool, but it's overwhelming. Like how much is like. I think you know, the writers and creators and you know the publishers are cluing into that and doing first appearances, and I think we're gonna have like these, you know, major Marvel events coming up soon. I bet.
Yeah.
Like I find myself doing weird shit. Like I don't even really speculate right now, but I do like almost like the Topher type stuff. Where I'm like, oh, that's the first issue where Harley Quinn wears green shoelaces, and I buy it.
I've been doing that for a long time, man. It's one of the few things that still makes me go look at shit on eBay.
It's all right. John Brown talked me into something to buy, and I was like, God damn it, why? I don't even remember why I bought the damn thing when it arrived. I just remember John Brown posted something.
And of course, doing those pre-code horror videos, man, that just put me down that freaking rabbit hole now.
Oh,
yeah, I don't want to go down that hole at all.
That's money.
I really don't.
What's wrong? Come on, boys.
No.
I'm like buying stuff now and thinking it'll be postcode horror and gold. Like Walking Dead's postcode horror gold.
No, but those videos were solid, man. I mean, you took Ben's article and, you know, really kind of refreshed it with some new insights.
Yeah, so I tried to do that and then kind of see where they were at the market, what the census had. Stuff like that, but because you never want to do a video on an article and then just speak the article.
I found it amusing though. Ben wrote that maybe 2 years ago.
I still look at it before.
Sean Leggett.
What
I think he wrote it longer than that.
It was 2016.
Well, it got posted on the site in 16. It probably got written.
It was probably in Google Docs on the old CBSI.
It was a Google Docs, definitely.
He wrote it for an article because I talked him into it. We were ranting one day, and I'm like, why don't we do a list? That would be fun. And
he needs to do like top 50 Peanuts comics.
But the funny thing is, like, when he put his number 50, now he had the hot 5, and he's like, 2 years later, it was number 1.
Yeah. There was one on there that I was surprised, and of course you got in the comments is Crime Suspense Stories 22, right? The severed head.
Well, that's considered crime.
Yeah. But
so, yeah, I mean, it's fun. He did a crime article too. I mean, that's down in the archive somewhere of top.
Yeah, he's got crime. He's got a couple of them.
I don't know if he ever did a war. I've tried to talk him into doing a skull cover, top 50 skulls.
His Silver Age
Bondage would be good.
Bone Parish, yo.
Remember his Silver Age documents?
Yeah,
those were good.
Yeah. There's some good stuff. I mean, he's got Disney. He's got all kinds of stuff that could be revisited.
So I fell down a rabbit hole of, like, you know, those people that just collect those certain covers, you know, like bondage covers or skull covers. And one guy, I remember us in line for an autograph or something years ago at a convention. The guy's like, "Yeah, I collect covers that have big hands in them." And I'm like, "You're fucking weird." And he's like, "No, man, look at this." And there's like these DC covers where like the bad guy is like a giant hand. You know what I mean? And there's multiple books like that. And I was like, "You got to be joking." He's like, "No, look at this one." He showed me like 6 or 7 books, like Batman books or Superman books, or, you know, old school
big hands.
Yes, a big hand. It's just a hand, dude. Like coming out of a cave there's a huge hand. Or there's a different.
Is that what Seinfeld collects?
Is it?
No. Just for the big hand episode.
Oh yeah, right.
Man hands.
Yeah.
It's like Teen Titans Go with the little hands.
I couldn't believe it when he said it. So the next thing you know, I'm like fucking putting this list together, you know, years ago of like, you know, I'd jump on Pinterest and fucking, oh, there's a fucking one of those big handbooks. I got to save that. Write it down.
Well, there was I was at that show a few weeks ago, and a couple old guys came through, and they're like, "What you got? You got Archie comics?" And I assume they're looking for Good Girls or some of the old stuff. They're like, "No, we're just looking for Ice Cream Shop ones. You know, Ice Cream Cone, Ice Cream Shop." Okay. I think once you get all everything you wanted, you just start looking for something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's about the hunt.
Kids got me down this rabbit hole of shark covers, and there's lots of cheap ones, but you get in the golden age, and somebody on Facebook just posted 3 of them that are costing me like $100, $200 a pop, and I'm like, why did I do this? Why am I looking at shark covers?
Because you have nothing else to buy.
I have lots to buy.
Yeah, but nothing you can like justify. You could justify $100.
Yeah, you're right. I bought a $100 shark comic at the comic. But some of them are, I mean, one's like $1,000. I'm like, oh, that's really cool though. So since we've dwelled down this, I've been saving a rabbit hole topic for, I don't know, 4 or 5 shows that just kind of we get a little sidetracked. I may as well get out of the way. I kind of may as well, you know, stay on point for once, because God knows we're going to talk Red Dead Redemption if not, right?
Nothing wrong with that right now.
No, there's not. But so I think, you know, talking Golden Age books and rare books, pre-code horror, whatever you want to kind of get into, if you're going to delve into the really old stuff, is scarcity, or, you know, tools to judge scarcity. Because, you know, everybody now uses the census. You know, it's hard to find in high grade, because, you know, a lot of these books aren't hard to find. You can find, even of a rare variant, there's 1,000 copies of, or 10,000 copies, 3,000 copies, but they'll go, you know, rare 9.8. Okay, it's rare 9.8. You dwell to these books from the 50s and 40s, they're rare in general. Like, just finding a copy might be difficult. But, you know, people want to use the census. You can use the census. There's 5 copies of some books, 4 copies of books, 2 copies of books, you know, 50 copies of books. But I think the census as a tool is not really a great one, because it may be that nobody cares to grade that book. It's not rarity. I mean, there's a lot of like funny animal books that don't have any of the census. It's nobody wanted to grade it.
Yeah.
I mean, you could use my clown cover book that there isn't any of the census. Nobody really wanted to grade it. There's not a huge reason to. It's got a little Frazetta art, but most people aren't grading.
There is if you got a double cover.
Yeah, but nobody else is going to grade, you know, a 2.0 of that book. They're out there. So, you know, if you want to use another tool, it's, You can always use eBay. Can you find this book for sale?
GPA is good.
GPA will tell you have any sold, but it's going to be tied to the census, because if there's nothing on the census, there's nothing on GPA.
Yeah, I mean, well, that's the problem. Is GPA is only going to give you graded sales.
So GPA is kind of like the census, just telling you how much things have moved hands. Because there's a few books that some of the best books on the census haven't moved. They're not on the GPA. They're never sold.
Yeah, but I mean, the good thing about GPA is it gives you about 10 years worth of data, though. So that is helpful.
So I'm going to go with another tool that you can use. Some people call it the Gerber Guide.
Gerber Guide, okay.
But officially, it's the Photojournal Guide to Comic Books by Ernest and Mary Gerber.
Are they the same Gerbers that make like
baby food?
I do not believe so. I believe they're just some photographers that really got interested in, comics and the history of it.
Isn't E. Gerber who makes Mylars?
Yeah, that's what I was asking.
I don't think so. I don't know. I
mean, E. Gerber does make Mylars, but it might not be the same person.
Yeah, I will not comment one way or another on that. I could go either way. But
that's a very political answer.
Yeah. But basically, they I think it was in the 80s, went to, try and photograph every comic out there and just get a record of it. Just because some of these ones in the 80s pre-eBay, you may never see them. I mean, if you're in Indiana and you got 3 local comic shops, that's where you see comics, and you go to a show here and there.
Mm-hmm.
These books are never coming around. So they kind of found some of the, the big dealers of the day, and if they had a copy, they wanted to photograph it. Could they meet somebody that found it? Could they track one down? And they got photos of probably 95% of these. But while they were doing it, they talked to all these dealers, and they were like, how rare is this book? And it was kind of like, it was on a scale of, have you ever seen it? How often do you see it? Do they come around? Trying to gauge the rarity of them, and they would then assign it a number. You can find it anywhere. 70s, 60s books, you can find those anywhere.
Mm-hmm.
All the way up to the ones where there's 10 copies that have ever been seen. So if you can kind of combine the Gerber number with the census as a tool, then you can get a little better. This is what the dealers have seen for 30 years versus what. What's on the census, because there's some books that just may not show up. The other thing that you got to kind of tie into it is, does anybody want that book?
Mm-hmm.
Just because it's rare.
Rare does not mean pricey.
Not always. Yeah. I mean, do they care? So I don't see people referencing the Gerber Guide like they used to. But I mean, it kind of pre-eBay, that was even pre-census, that was, what is a rare book? What is hard to find? And even if you don't care about using it for that, buy a set and look at it, because if you want to get yourself a list of books to hunt and buy, there is some badass stuff in there.
Are they like full color pictures?
Oh yeah, I mean, these are big books. It's like 14 inches by 12. I'm looking at one right now, just trying to show it. And they'll have about 30 pictures per page. And it tells you, what's the scarcity level, when was it published. And there's a handful, like, they just don't have a picture. They couldn't find one. They're not the superhero titles. They're the real obscure stuff. A couple of them are, animal comics and weird stuff. But there are some other stuff you just never see.
I'd say the stuff they couldn't get pictures of, if you can ever get it, buy it.
Exactly. And there's some data in here that is probably poor, some book that nobody's ever cared to look for that got rated higher than it did, and it comes out. But if you find one that's a Gerber, high Gerber number, and not on the census, and, people are talking about it, you got a book you buy.
Now, do they continually update this Gerber book?
They do not. I mean, it's kind of a snapshot in time, but I think a lot of it still stands pretty true. I mean, I think they had Action Comics rated at the time, less than 50 copies. I think at this point there's 100 on the census. So they weren't far off. So I don't know, just something to take into account. And if you're getting in the golden age, I think I got a set for $50-$60 on eBay. You can spring for the nicer leather bound set. You can get it for $100, and just spend some time looking at these covers and see what are you into. Instead of just going out there and just going into it. Hey, this is what I want to go. I mean, this is a cover I need to get in my collection, and I want it. Or what am I into? I'm into good girl. I'm into sci-fi. I'm into giant hands on the cover. Screen colors, what is it? You could find it. You could say, I want to find every comic with this. Here's where you start.
Now, is it just Golden Age comics?
I don't know how far it goes up. It seems to go. I'm trying to pull one up and see how new they go. Let's see. It's fairly golden age. Looks like Archie kind of goes into about number 70, so it's pretty much all golden age. We didn't
pretty cool.
This over to that, so
it'd be pretty cool to see if they update that anyway. Like if somebody else has taken it over and done it on a web page or something.
I don't know. It would just be difficult because people are going to default to the census data. Because who are the experts now? Steve Brock. He's going to be an expert. There's some dealers out there that you'd still consider experts in seeing some of these, but I think it's just a snapshot of time of what would the hobby look like when Comic-Con started. But these guys know. I mean, when these books were available and not entirely in collections, they were coming to market for the first time. They saw them. They passed through their hands, and now they're in these collections that haven't moved in 25 years. Everybody talks the dentist copy of Tech 27 and all those things that who knows what these guys that bought the Mile High books have.
Yeah.
Because they didn't sell on eBay. They sold at local cons. They sold through Chuck's fucking website. They sold through wherever they sold through those old magazines that articles and mail order catalogs. There's just no tracking record. So you got to kind of accept some of this information of these are the guys that saw it pre-eBay.
Mm-hmm.
Hell, a lot of the eBay copies are probably the same 10% of copies floating around every year.
Well, speaking of rare books, I bought a rare book today, or in the mail, I guess. So I got the first appearance of Superman in a graphic novel today.
I saw that. It's a beautiful book.
Is it? I mean, so I found it today, or a couple weeks, like a week ago. It finally shipped to me from Canada. So it's from 1942, Random House, first print, original print, right? I posted some pictures in our Hangout. But I thought it was cool. I mean, I think I did somewhat decent on it. I mean, I talked to Z, I talked to C. They really didn't know anything about it, which is kind of peculiar because those guys pretty much know everything peculiar and odd. So I thought I did decently. It has color in it for 42. That's not terrible either. I mean, it's not black and white. There's some color in there. So I haven't really looked through it. It smells old, dude. You can tell. Like, you can tell. So that's
what was the stick on it? Was it that there was like kind of a lot of his original origin and things? Was that what? I can't remember.
Yeah, hold on one second. Yeah, I think I sent that screenshot. So basically, that ad said Superman rare novel 1942 first original edition print by Random House, publishing Adventures of Superman 1942 novel by George Lothar and Jerry Siegel. First illustrations by Joe Shuster, released just 4 years after Action Comics #1. This book contributed much to Superman's storyline and defining a historic part of Superman lineage. First appearance of Superman in book format, contains Joe Shuster's original work, full color plate illustrations, as well as black and white full page illustrations, and numerous black and white spot illustrations for chapter headers. So,
is that color and black and white photos or
yep,
artwork in it?
Yep.
Pretty. I mean, it's kind of like we talked about I don't know, what is it, 4 or 5 shows ago about books that were tied to comics, or kind of books that like the Seduction Innocent, some of that stuff. That's something that kind of fits in that realm of, it's not a comic, but it's cool.
Well, the funny thing is, Dino was talking to me about it before the show, and we both of us kind of just went on eBay and looked it up. And one of the guys that is currently selling a copy that's just in terrible condition, one of the other auctions he has available is SOI. So I thought that was pretty interesting.
Yeah, I never got my copy of Sodi. I had a deal in place, and the guy kind of flaked.
Well, getting Sodi the book is one thing, but the real cool one to get, and I have it written down on that master list I keep, is he started that campaign in like a magazine back in the 50s, and I'll tell you that off air and everything. But that's it's not. I'm not going to tell you it off air just because I don't want anybody to know, but because I can look it up. But you people can find it out. But it's pretty cool to look up those magazines just for that, that article. I think that's a huge. We've talked about Sodi before, but that was such a big deal for comics in general. That would be really cool to find that magazine and decent condition from the 50s.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm intrigued by that. I would realize it happened. I guess I've never researched it. I've never researched where did the original article show up, but that would be pretty cool.
Yeah, I just like pre-war books, man. Like 40s books, 50s books. Like it lasted like through eons of American history. You know what I'm saying? Like it was in somebody's collection, and it just has history to it. Just like that Plastic Man one I had. I mean, it had a date stamp of 40 something on it, 43, I think. I mean, it lasted a long time. It's just cool when I see things like that. I mean, I don't know what I'm gonna do with this book, to be honest with you. So,
that's
you
cool.
guys ever use a site called Comic Book Plus?
no.
Especially if you like reading Golden Age, pre-code horror, a bunch of that stuff, comicbookplus.com, it's basically like an archive of all those old books you can just go on and read.
It's so hard to read Golden Age books, though.
Oh god, yeah, I've read a few.
Silver Age are tough.
It's like G. Willikers. So, oh god.
Have you guys ever tried to read like the first 10 Spider-Man?
Yeah,
it takes like an hour an issue.
Well, I mean, you were paying for entertainment, so it makes sense. We're paying for art, and it's a completely different world. But I tried to read like the original Shazam and Captain Marvel stuff, and I got like 4 issues in 2 hours, and I'm like, I'm not sure I gained anything. But it was a different purpose. I mean, it was truly to entertain you. You bought that. You wanted it to take you an hour of your day. You just spent, a nickel at that time was a lot of money. 10 cents, whatever the hell it was. That was entertaining you. You were going to read it 6, 8, 10, 20 times. We look at the pretty pictures and then put it in fucking Mylar and move on.
Mm-hmm.
We look at the pretty pictures.
Yeah. So, no, I mean, that's cool. That's my little piece of nostalgia today. I mean, it's one of those things that me and Z talk about probably is like, no one's going to know what that is. Like, if I put that on the rack or on a wall, nobody's going to ask me about that. It's like Amazing Detective. Nobody knows what that is. I mean, the young kids won't. I mean,
I put some hella books on my wall at that last show, and people didn't even look at them. And you're like, okay.
I guess I can tell you what I bought it for. I mean, what do you think I bought it for, Z?
I feel like you told me and I forgot.
I bought it for $175.
Is it in good shape?
Yeah.
Then I think you did fine.
I mean, the one that McClay was talking about is pretty beat. The guy wants what, McClay, 2 something?
Yeah.
I saw one. I cruised it online just now, and I saw one that is dramatically cheaper, but it is
beat. Yeah, I saw that too for $49 or whatever. Yeah.
I mean, if you're going to do it, it's the same thing with comics. If you want to buy a book, you want one that's nice. You want one that presents well, it's complete, all those things.
Yeah.
Some people just want it. Owning it, they don't need
Mm-hmm.
Someone will buy it. Someone will buy it if it's cheap.
Yeah.
I mean, I delve into rabbit holes on occasion and just like, all right, I need that. I mean, I've got books on my list that if I ever come across them, I'm going to buy them, or if I ever see one that pops up, I'll buy it. It's just.
Yeah, I mean, my thing was, how many 42 Superman original Random House first edition books are there? You think can't be many, right? I mean,
How many books from 1942 can there really be?
yeah, survive the wars and all that. Crap.
Nothing really went through heavy production in the 40s.
Yeah.
Except fucking bullets.
Yeah.
So just real quick, one of the magazines I was talking about was Ladies' Home Journal from November of '53. So for all you fans out there looking for that,
is that gonna pop up on my eBay searches now? Jesus Christ!
Yeah, that's where
now
he.
It's gonna be on my Facebook and everything else.
He first really got his start, like, you know, where a lot of people were looking at it from. He did an article called "What Parents Don't Know About Comic Books." And that's kind of where he got a start. But he also did a article in 48 or 49, I believe, in a Saturday Review called The Comics, and then like quotation marks, very funny for the Saturday Review. So that's probably super hard to find. But I'm sure you could find that Ladies' Home Journal from November of '54, I think I said. That would be something cool to have if you're a comics historian. So. The beginning of Seduction of the Innocent, Frederick Wortham's war on comic artists and creators.
Well, thank God for him, because otherwise some of this stuff wouldn't be rare.
No, you're right. You're right. It's funny because, you know, a lot of those Golden Age covers and Golden Age art have really become just pop art in general. They've gone way beyond the medium of comic books, and that's super important. I know especially a lot of the really good horror artists and even in other mediums, you know, like movies and TV. Really, that's kind of how they got their, oh, that's not good to look at, so don't look at it type thing back in the 50s and 60s when they were growing up. You know, nowadays it would just be like every other, thing on the internet where you can go look at it and it's really not that big of a deal anymore. Kind of like for me as a kid, Faces of Death. Everybody talked about how terrible that was, and nowadays any kid can just go on the internet and watch 50 guys get beheaded. So
it's interesting though. I mean, I just kind of delved onto IG a few months ago and just looking at things. I would have always assumed like a lot of the Golden Age buyers were old dudes that were just kind of trying to get those things that they never got. And most of the guys real hard into the Golden Age and the pre-code horror seem to be younger guys, like younger than me even. I think it's so forbidden for them. Like, oh wow, this is stuff that I didn't see till I was 20. My parents censored everything so much, and this is just amazing. Or maybe they realize how rare it is. I don't know. It's an interesting thing to observe.
Yeah, that's for sure. That's for sure.
The guys that have collections I envy, most of them are younger than me. Not to say there's not some guys that are older and have some badass stuff they're not showing off, but on social media there's a lot of them just with some stuff you're like, Jesus, how did you figure this out so much faster than me?
So when let me see here. I'm trying to remember. It had to be when Ben's article came out on the top horror, my buddy Kyle, who I've talked about it quite a bit, he came to me. He's like, "Hey, I think some of the books I own are on that list." And I go, "Wait a second, how did you get some of those books?" And he's like, I was working on, I think he either said he was working on a house or somebody he knew was working on a house, and they came across the box in the rafters and had a bunch of these old comic books. And so he was coming by. We were working on selling some books at the time. So he's like, I'll just bring them over when I stop by. And he came over, and sure as shit, they're just basically, you know, like, I don't know, 15, 20 books. And we're going through them, and there's like four books that are on that list. And I'm like, dude, you got to get these. I mean, they weren't in backing boards or bags or anything because he just didn't know. And I was just thinking to myself, how many other people are like that they're just sitting there and they have no fucking clue. Even with, you know, stuff like that where you would think everybody would know what they are.
I think those are more. I don't want to say they're easier to come by, but they're more likely sitting in somebody's cabinet because they don't know. Like, people see Superman and a low number, they're going to go, oh, that's probably something. But, you know, just this random crime or horror book, they're not going to think some sociopath 20-year-old is going to really pay a shit ton of money for this because it's so crazy.
Yeah, Black Cat 50. Like,
Exactly.
somebody that doesn't know anything about comics wouldn't think that that's going to be a valuable book.
I tell you what, I sold one of my 3 at the Indiana Con, and I'm still like, man, I shouldn't have done that.
Did you sell it for more than what it's going for? Or?
I did well. It's still like, but I mean, I posted my other 2 on IG, and I get messages weekly from people like, is that for sale? Nope.
Yep. We posted on our IG, and people were like, that was the biggest book people were asking about. It's like,
it's not our book, people.
No, there's people that, like, there's 3 or 4 books. That Chamber Chills 19 is really up there.
yeah.
You know, there's some of the classics, but those are kind of the 2 that even when I was getting back in, Black Cat 50 5-6 years ago was pretty unknown. Then there was that rumor of Frazetta art, and it really blew up, and then it's skyrocketed. Chamber Chills has skyrocketed. My just casual observation is a book like Crime Suspense 22 has been pretty flat, while some of these other ones have been just going nuts. I don't know if it's a rarity issue. I don't know if it's just these ones fascinate people a little more right now. I don't know if that one had already jumped in price enough and kind of has stayed flat. It just always intrigues me when something is not moving as fast as the rest of the market. And I haven't wrapped my head around, is it a good buy or was it just one of the first ones to pop?
Yeah. That's kind of weird. I will admit to me, that is the golden age book to own, in my opinion.
And I have one, so I track it and I kind of look and I'm like, oh, okay. And I've said this story before. I traded for a giant size X-Men 1 and some money, and right now the giant size X-Men's outperforming, but it doesn't seem right. So either that book's going to blow up or it blew up too fast and I just bought it at the high point. I don't know. Maybe there's so many other books that people are chasing that they're all, you know, everybody's spread amongst, well, I don't want to chase that book. I'm going to chase, you know, crazy giant hand books or good girl art or whatever it is.
Or Spider-Gwen variants.
Well, don't get me started.
I mean, hey,
I don't insult people on what they want to buy. It just
buy what you like.
I can't wrap my head around those numbers.
I can't either, but the sales are there. I mean, it's verifiable. People are paying it.
Okay, let's even talk the same category, right? Let's talk the same category of book. Apples to apples. Let's leave out the Golden Age. Let's leave out the Silver Age. Are you buying that, or are you buying a Lost 23?
I'm buying a Lost.
What was the question again? I'm sorry.
Are you buying this Spider-Gwen variant for $800, or are you buying a Lost 23?
Lost all day.
You can get a Lost 23 for what? Raw, probably $500, maybe a little more. You get a 9.8 for $1,100. Like, to me, that's one of the definitive modern age variants. It might have been the one that kicked it off. And I just, it's not even that great art.
No, it's good.
You don't think that Spider-Gwen isn't good art?
It's good,
but it's
not $800 good.
You're talking about the newest one that just came out, right?
Yeah,
Not the land variant.
It could be an art term. It could be. There's 5 or 6 people that could have done that book, and it looks pretty damn similar.
I disagree. I think that's one of the most gorgeous covers I've seen in I mean, it's not as good as the Lost 23. Don't get me wrong, but I think it's better than the majority of things that have come out recently. I think.
I don't know, man.
It blew me away because usually, that In-Hook Lee guy is hit or miss. But he knocked
That's
this
a different guy though. It's like
DCB covers have been knocking it out of the park lately. So
Yeah, but you also throw in the 1 in 100, and I mean, I guess that's a little misleading because they probably print 75K of those books. How many do they print? We know.
I mean, Supergirl. They're not printing a lot of Supergirl.
Well, that's one of the reasons why that book got so hot, though, right? Because it was a 1
in 10.
It was a 1 in 10.
1 in 10, right?
It's not that uncommon a ratio, but it's still. Somebody did calculations, and there's less than 1,000 of them.
1,000 of Losh or 1,000 of the
Losh.
Okay, it'd be interesting to see how many.
Maybe there was 4,000. I don't know.
I think it's 4,000.
I think 4,000. I remember seeing that, but still, I don't know. I don't know if that many are out in the world circulating or not.
You could probably tell that there's probably some that are beat up too, because it wasn't really considered anything. And
no, there's some sitting in people's boxes. There's some sitting in warehouses that just aren't found.
There's probably some in dollar boxes.
Yeah, not as many as there were, but
no. I mean, we've heard of people finding them.
Just found one in the last year at Mile High of all places.
Wow.
Right? And he tracked his down Mile High for like $10 or something.
Yeah.
So
I just don't. That's one that still has eluded me.
It's amazing how my comic shop continually lists them for like $84 or $75. It's like, how do they not understand that's a $500 book?
They charge $80 for $1 books, and people buy it.
Yeah, it's so weird. It always amazes me what people actually spend money on.
Yeah. But that's where I'm trying to wrap my head around these new ones like the Spider-Gwen of even stick in the same category of why is this one?
I think it's
crazy?
FOMO, really.
Why is the Albuquerque Thanos that nuts?
Thanos was multiple reasons, not just the art, though. I mean, Thanos
that was at least a key issue too.
Yeah,
I get it. It's just strange, and then I don't want to bash it. I don't want to talk crazy. I just can't.
It's not something you would put your money into.
No, I can't. I don't understand enough to put my money in it. And
I'm the same way.
That's why I'm not day trading with my spare money. I mean, I got investments in the stock market, but I like comics. I understand it. I think I know what I'm doing. I do pretty well at it, I think. But if I can't rationalize stuff that came out this weekend is $1,000 versus something that I pay $100 for a variant and it's worth $40 the next day.
It'd be interesting to see 2 months from now what the price on that book is. Does it hold or does it
well,
I think it's gonna dip. I don't think it's gonna.
Somebody brought up the Adam Hughes Spider-Gwen variant from years ago. Has that book taken a price increase lately?
It's steady, but that was not a great cover.
Yeah, but still, it wasn't a bad cover, and
it's a Gwen Stacy cover. It's not Spider-Gwen.
Exactly. But I don't know. That was a beautiful cover. That was one of the few variants that I bought for like $80 a day. It came out just because I'm also a huge Adam Hughes fan, and
I think another comparable book. The Wash is one I like to use, but some of those Campbell, the Black Cat too.
Mm-hmm.
Those are pretty rare.
We're already at that number.
The Amazing Spider-Man, that lizard, that Campbell lizard.
Yeah, you can get that for $800 and 9.8.
Yeah,
I'd rather have that, I guess, than.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I mean that Spider-Gwen, that didn't do it for me. It's just another attractive looking woman on a cover. Like,
that'd be interesting to see, like you said, if it's just people. Is that fear missing out, man? That's strong. It's hit me a couple of times where I'm like, if I don't buy it now, it's going to be a $3,000 book in 2 weeks.
Yeah, I stopped doing that.
And usually when you buy it, it's a $30 book in 2 weeks.
Yes.
Yeah, you can't be you have to miss, and you have to
You can't buy everything. I mean,
Yeah, you can't buy everything. I mean, there's some you just have to say no.
I literally looked out on my life for Captain Marvel. I mean, I just took a crack shot that was Quesada. It was 100, and all that stuff, and I got lucky. That's all it was. I mean, it wasn't like I did some crack investigation or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, for everyone you make money on, you're gonna lose on probably.
I got a
5
pile
to
of
10
books.
them.
Yeah, I got a pile of books that are not moving.
I'm like Wood. When Wood said how many books he's got that he should have put up and never put up, I go through boxes and I'm like, God, I really fucked up just by not, or messed up by just not, putting that up there 2 days before I should have, or you know what I mean? Like, I don't know how many books I bought thinking to myself, oh, I'll put it up, and I just terrible about getting them up.
I think that's where I've gotten better at of if one thing gets hot, that's listed that day. I don't worry about the 50 others that I should list or that I could list. If something gets hot, you list it that day and ride it. Take the 5 minutes and list the Doctor Strange 44 that you can get $40 for 2 days.
Yep.
My brother Ozzy just screwed up on that stupid Rescue second print. He waited 2 days and it went from $100 to like 40 in a heartbeat.
Yeah, I did the same thing, and I didn't even put them up. And
yeah. That drove me nuts because I went through that craze when Iron Man 3 came out. In fact, I think I bought some off of you, Scott.
What's that?
The Iron Man 10s, like 4 years ago. I think you were selling them on the G Plus, and I bought like the second print. And then I just sold them.
If you're gonna buy those specs that are not, they're just common books. It just takes somebody to dig them out. You got to move them because they're gonna hit. There are gonna be too many of them real fast.
Yeah, because people catch wind of it.
Yep, the flood happens very fast.
Yeah, like Halo.
Yep.
I just robbed a bank and made like $4,000, boys.
$4,000 robbing a bank, really?
That's what I do.
How much was your bounty?
I'm wanted dead or alive, but I mean that's just whatever, man.
But how much is your bounty worth?
Oh, I don't even let's look. I don't even know.
Because eventually,
I love that Dino is involved highly in this podcast. All of a sudden,
oh, that's fine. $175.
that's not bad.
That's not bad, boys.
Pay that bounty. That's a good profit there.
I guess they're gonna make it online. They're gonna just like they did with GTA. They're gonna have it online.
You can have gangs.
Really?
And stuff. Yeah, you can have gangs and stuff. It's cool.
Good. I'll play with my Xbox friends.
Oh God, all two of them. All two of them.
So I got a stupid eBay story that I need an opinion on.
Okay.
Sold the book about, let's call it $300, give or take.
Okay.
Sent it out. About 20 days later, I get a message. Hey, I haven't got my book yet. I just looked on eBay and it says it's returning to sender. And I go, well, it's Saturday
Was it
post office
international?
for what?
Was it international?
No.
Oh, good. It's a plus.
But it was a signature. I think it needed a signature or something. I don't know. And he goes, oh, I'm like, call the post office, tell them you want to pick it up. You had to get a notice. They say they've given you two, one of that it was dropped off and one that it's going to get returned. Well, he goes, I can't get that. And I'm going, okay, well, fine. I'll get back and see what happens. What do you want to do? Refund, send it back out. They sent a notice. And 9 days later, they finally ship it because they say we gave them notice that we're shipping it back. So it's now 30 days since I sold it. He's like, well, send it back out. I'll pay for shipping. At this point, I'm screwed either way because I've paid for shipping once. I can either refund it and just relist the book and pay for that shipping.
Okay.
I can take his money and ship it, but then I'm worried I don't have proof that I shipped it to eBay because I already put a tracking number. So he can come back on me and screw me on that book.
Well, no, definitely wait to say what the book is till we give our opinions.
eBay should already show it as being delivered. Oh no, wait, that's right. It should.
No. So what you can do, you can update your tracking. I think on eBay.
Yeah, you should be able to.
And add a tracking number. Just add that second tracking number to that order. I think.
Okay.
I think you can do that. Don't quote me, but I think you can do that because you remember if you void a label, boys, you can always add another tracking. You know what I'm saying? So I think you should.
I don't want to lose the one that I had though to say that I sent it, or he's gonna go. Well, you shipped it after 30
I think
days.
you can. No, I think you can add an additional one.
I don't know. I'm like, dude, how do you not go to the post office for 14 days?
Just playing Red Dead Redemption.
Yeah, playing Red Dead, dude. Can't do anything.
Red Dead didn't come out until then. I mean, he was probably playing Spider-Man at the time. But I'm like, God, Jesus Christ, people. You spent $300 on a book and you aren't looking for it?
I'm baller.
All right, so now let's hear what the book was.
It was a 9.6 bestsellers one.
Okay, so I was gonna say if it's super hot, if it's gotten hotter since he's bought it, then you just, of course, the easy answer is you just tell him, nope, sorry, I'm putting it back up. If you want it now, it's an extra $200.
I don't. It's more because I'm annoyed that I shipped it and packaged it that I'm like, I almost just want to refund it, but then I got to pull it back out and take pictures.
Yep. Well, you could just
Like
you can do sell similar on your eBay listing, and it keeps all the pictures and stuff.
I know. I was just like, man.
Is Bestsellers the one that was European?
No.
It's so hard to find. Which one is that? Dime Press?
No, it's that's Dime Press you're thinking. This is just the first Goon prototype. It's like Seller Press or something crazy. I don't know.
Okay.
It's fine. It's a it's a
tough
rare
book to get.
book.
Yeah.
Emiliano says you may need to double check with your post office to see if you can use the same shipping label. I wouldn't because they use the same shipping label on Leg's book during.
Did you bother to ask your brother?
He doesn't know shit.
He just delivers the mail, brother.
Like, literally, you ask him something, he goes, "I just put the package in the fucking box, dude." That's like a whole nother division that does the questions.
It's like I haven't been trained in that division.
You ask him something like, "What's it cost to ship this?" or "How do you do that? What about this?" Dude, I don't know any of that. He still ships in only flat rate fucking envelopes because he won't do anything else because he's like, that sounds hard. I'm like, you go to the post office every day.
You have to go there for your job.
Oh my God, I don't know. It just pissed me off. I'm like, dude, you're the dumbest fucking buyer I've dealt with all year.
Yeah, that's pretty.
Robert Fordham, you guys know Robert Fordham?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He had it on his the other day where he sold like a $10 comic book and got neutral feedback and it said bit pricey.
What?
Bit pricey, bro.
Oh, dude, that would drive me nuts.
But he bought it.
Oh, I would lose my mind over that, dude.
That's funny.
Pull in Adam Sandler and go find out where he lives.
Yeah.
But I mean, you know what though? Is that really going to bother you on your feedback? If somebody goes, that
I don't think
A, neutral isn't affect your percentage, and B, if somebody looks at it, you're going to go, are you going to stop from buying my book because it's a low pricey?
No, but that's still just asinine. I mean, it's a $10 book.
I mean, but you gotta think like it depends how much feedback Rob has on his stuff. Like we have a crap ton of feedback on ours. Like one negative's not gonna kill us. Like technically,
Well, it's not negative; it's neutral, but still, it's just a principle thing. It's like
I know. It's like that one guy who said could it have been shipped better. It's like
yeah,
we got a neutral.
It was a $40 book, free shipping. The guy wanted us to ship it in a priority mailbox. I'm like, get the fuck out of here.
People are crazy, dude. People are
crazy. Yeah.
I don't know. It was just the dumbest thing I've ever seen because I'm like, you messaged me 3 weeks later. I assume that book has been there. If you haven't sent me a message by now, it's there.
Yeah.
I don't look to see things get there anymore. You do that when you ship something for $1,000. You're checking it. Did I get feedback? Did he accept it? Great. But most books, it's gone. I've sent it. Goodbye into the postal system.
That's just the shit that pisses you off.
Man, the stuff I see on sites that are selling for or listing for a certain price is crazy.
Well, you guys do you guys have your own webpage on top of putting it on eBay, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
How's that? Has it gotten to the point where it's almost worth just getting rid of eBay, or do you sell?
No. I mean, the website, the sales that we get through the website, I mean, they're would you say few and far between. There's a couple repeat guys, but they pay for the site. I mean, theoretically, I mean, it pays for itself. And plus, I mean, I guess we say trade secret is we use the website to get our listing together so Tony can shoot it through eBay. The store is just an added benefit on top of it.
Yeah. Yeah, that's smart.
You got to think my comic shop list on eBay. And if you don't know who my comic shop is and know to go there and save 10%, there are a lot of people still buying my comic shop on eBay.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
One of the biggest...
They can't monetize to the point that they don't want to list on eBay.
One of the biggest guys here in Arizona that he was the guy that it would always be at the same things that I would find, garage sales or, honey holes or whatever. I saw him recently and asked him how everything was going. And he's like, I just send everything to my comic shop now. I don't even do eBay, nothing, and just send it straight to my comic shop. I was like, are you kidding me? He's like, nope, everything. And all I got to do is send it to them. They do all the work. And I was like, wow, man, that's just, I don't know if I could do that.
I've toyed with it. I really have.
What, sending stuff to my comic shop?
Yeah. Just take it out of my hands. But I'm like,
we do the trade. Honestly, we do the trade in. I mean,
I know, but it's almost part of the hobby is the having it here, being able to look for it, being able to trade it, being able to do something with it, being able to show it off, being able to list it when you want to list it. I think if I sent it to somebody to do that, it would be dissatisfying.
Well, I don't have any books here. I mean, besides some books, but I mean, I probably wouldn't do it if I did that. I'll be honest with you.
I just don't know. I think it takes some of the enjoyment out of the process.
I'm with you on that, Z. I agree. Even though I have, 20 or 30 long boxes here that I've been saying I need to get rid of for years. I'm with you on that.
Yeah, I finally sold 10 short boxes out of my giant fucking collection this week on Craigslist. It was relieving. Now I'm trying to make a deal to sell 40 more.
Look at you hustling.
My wife has told me I'm going to have visitors at Christmas for like 2 weeks, so I need to move some shit.
Oh, you tell them the visitor can stay at the hotel. It's probably cheaper to actually pay for their hotel.
Yeah, right. Well, I need to get some of these out of my life. I almost had a catastrophe in the Z household in the comic world.
Yeah, you want to talk about that a little bit?
Yeah, so I'd sold those books in the morning, like Sunday morning. I took the boys to a swim meet. We were there all afternoon. Came home to kind of like get rid of some empty boxes. I was getting, trying to like organize and see what I had left, what was down there, because we'd done the con prep a couple weeks ago, and it just kind of was. It was a little just strewn across the place, so I'm trying to organize it so that the kids can play and it's not a crap show down there. And all of a sudden, I hear a drip. I'm like, I knew the kids were showering, the wife was running the dishwasher. I'm like, but I'm in the basement. I shouldn't hear a drip. I'm walking around, looking at the ceiling, going, "What's going on?" All of a sudden, I open the area of the basement that's not finished, where all the equipment is, and there is a room full of steam. There is hot water gushing out of the top of the water heater. I'm staring at it like I'm Mr. Mom in the scene where the dish or the washing machine's going nuts and trying to go, oh God, where's the pliers? Where's the switch? Where's the thing to turn it off? Turn the dang thing off. Try not to burn myself. A few minutes of screaming and frustration. Got the hot water or the water line leading to the hot water heater off. And I'm like, oh my God, it could have burst 2 hours ago and my basement flooded. I had 150 long boxes worth of crap comics in there. I'd have to move or pay somebody to move or throw away. Insurance company wouldn't pay me for them. Not that I'd get any money, but just so close to disaster, you can't believe it.
And that's why, ladies and gentlemen, you put your stuff on the second floor of wherever you live at. If
you can do that when you're talking. My good books are all on the second floor.
You tell those kids they moved down in the basement, okay? Okay. Okay, don't tell me you didn't think about this.
I actually thought, I wonder if I always hear the insurance horror stories, they don't pay anything. And I'm like, if they paid me 10 cents a book, 20 cents a book, I'd probably take it.
Next thing we're gonna hear about the Noah's Ark flood coming to.
But the thing is, then I thought I'd probably have to pay that to the cleanup guys to get them out of there.
Maybe.
It felt like a wash.
Yeah, that's a bummer.
Pay your kids to get them out.
But all the junk books are safe.
Because that's the most important thing.
Yeah. If only I could move them. I'm trying to work a Craigslist deal to get rid of another 45 boxes. Let's get rid of those and then kind of be down to.
That's 80.
I don't know. I don't even know where I'm at. If I can get rid of those, I probably got about 40 kind of short boxes. Down to the Independents. This would be mostly the Marvel I sold to DC. The Independents, I think I'm going to go sort through and put runs and stuff together. I think there's enough in there to do it. And then I've got the Silver Age and a bunch of stuff that kind of deemed more valuable to do, $1 or $3 boxes. So I've got enough for a con. And I think this is the stuff that you kind of got to look book by book and go, I have no idea if there's value or not.
I don't know either. Interesting.
Well, it's the stuff that Topher doesn't even know exists. That's the stuff you're like, well, I sure don't want to sell that for a quarter because it's a $200 book of crazy.
That's my favorite stuff to find.
I should probably just do a FaceTime with you and Topher McClay and go, anybody see this one before?
Oh man, I love it. That's my favorite shit, man.
There's some stuff I'm like, oh my god, I don't even know if this exists. Am I looking at it? It's real.
Well,
yeah.
Speaking of selling, I'm really pumped for this. I know we haven't booked a spot yet, but we have to this month or next month for Heroes Con over in North Carolina in July. I'm stoked. Kind of stoked. I really want to sell some books again, big books. So we'll see how it goes.
Yeah, I need to get a real show. I'm so dissatisfied with the last one that I need to have a good show to move some books.
We're gonna do I guess I'll announce it today. Sunday, I'm going out to Canton, Michigan to go to Comics and Brew. What is this? I don't even know what it is. I got invited to.
Dan Piercy's thing?
No. It's out in Canton. I got invited by Nate. Nate invited me. Canton Brew Works. They have a comic thing at Canton Brews. Comic, beer, and sci-fi, I guess. Like comic book artists, you have a brew, a beer, and might be able to buy some comics maybe. I really don't know yet.
That's fun.
Can buy prints, books, trading cards, and original works of art. We have professional artists from the Metro Detroit area. So that's November 10th. It's 1800, boys. 6 o'clock to 11 o'clock? 10 o'clock?
1800, 6 o'clock.
Yeah, 6 o'clock, 22 to what, 10? 6 to 10?
2200 is 10.
Yep. There's my military man. Yeah, so 6 to 10. So, and they have lined up artists from licensed properties such as Star Wars, Walking Dead, Marvel, and DC, just to name a few. So, comics and trading cards, it looks like.
And Pogs.
And Pogs. Yes.
What, I saw you started opening up your Garbage Pail Kids?
Yeah, I opened up that collector box of the.
How was that?
It wasn't bad. I'll tell you what.
Any
I thought I got
autographs?
doubles, but I didn't really get doubles because they have, I don't know, crap about their freaking parallel stuff, man.
Parallels are weird, man. There's so many of them.
Yeah,
it's like variants, but like 10 of them.
Yeah. And then it did come with I got an artist autograph card is what the.
Oh, nice.
Was it John Pound?
No.
Oh.
But I'd have to look. I put them on my awesome shoebox storage box that I bought off of.
So I got a quick story about those Chrome Garbage Pail Kids. I probably told it before, but I'll just tell it again. When those first came out, I bought a box like at the Walmart, the little blaster boxes, and I opened them up and I got a autograph card. I think I've done pictures of it and thrown it up on the site, but and I was pretty stoked when I saw the autograph, and then I saw who it was, and it was John Pound, and that's the guy who came up with 90% of the Garbage Pails and the main artist. So that was pretty freaking sweet. And now anytime I see those autograph cards, it just instantly takes me back to, wonder how many of those autograph cards are out there. And then I couldn't imagine, like getting your favorite card and then have it autographed by the guy who did the art. So I know the Atom Bombs and the Nasty Nicks are probably pretty hard to find. But if you have a favorite Garbage Pail Kid, look up and see if they did an autographed artist version of them, and you could probably find it cheap if it isn't John Pound. Even if it is John Pound, imagine you could find your favorite and autographed by the guy who did it for probably under $50.
John Pound Town.
Yes, sir. You
Very
definitely got to
interesting.
let me know who it is, Wood.
Yeah, I'm looking. Of course, I bought what are those the flimsier sleeves that you get for like if
The penny savers, the card savers.
yeah, not the little just the little wraps, but the little
Yeah, the card savers, the 10-cent ones.
yeah. Well,
Those are the best ones to put them in when you're getting ready to send a PSA.
yeah, I bought 2,000 of them of the wrong size,
Oh, no.
but I have the regular card top loaders. That's what I put them in. And I was like, "Are you shitting me?" So if anyone needs some 1952 era baseball card,
So we're between Woods and I, we're doing our best to fucking fill in for Paul's problems.
Yeah, that's something Paul would do.
I mean they fit normal cards fine. It's just they don't fit in that little shoebox display.
What are they? A little bit bigger?
Yeah, 52.
That's
Yeah,
what she
they're a little bit wider.
That's what she said.
Where me, I'm like throwing a hot dog down a hallway.
No, it happens.
That's funny.
Sally.
Speaking of sleeves, my kid spilled a glass of water on a table that I was like doing shit on comic wise, and there were no real books. There was a bunch of New Mutants 100s for some reason out. My wife's like, "Well, I was worried about these books getting ruined, and they were fine." The thing that pissed me off is there was a fresh bag of My Light sitting there that is now soaked in water, and I'm like, "Oh shit, that's going to cost me more than any damn books I had there." I don't even know if you can dry those out. Probably don't want to. God damn it.
Yeah, I don't think you want to put heat on them at all.
Well, I kind of just piled them all, like I spread them across the room on the couch, and we'll see if they air dry or not.
I mean, they should.
But then they're gonna have watermarks, and you're gonna be like, God damn it.
Oh goodness, the OCD of people. No, I'm joking.
It's gonna be like $40 worth of bags wasted.
Did you buy are they the My Light 2s?
Yeah.
I'll buy them off you for $20.
So did you end up buying a large batch of them? Did you go to 1,000?
No, it was just like 50 or 100 or something. But it's still
Okay.
like, God damn it. Like, that's the thing that's pissing me off.
Well, you guys let me know if you ever want to go in on a batch of 1,000, because you can get them for pretty cheap if you buy them in batches like that. And I bought a batch of 1,000 about 2 years ago, and I just went through my last pack. So
Oh, you
I
buy
got to
like
rebuy.
everything, don't you?
I try to, anything that is really nice and that I want to keep. I My Light, yeah.
I'm such a cheap bastard. I mean, I've got a lot of Golden Age books, and I bet I've still got less than 200 My Lights.
I don't love rebagging books, but I love the way they look in the My Lights. So, you get the full backs or the half backs and some of the My Light 2s. And it can make rebagging and boarding a fun thing.
What do we use? What do we use, Scott?
Those special guys. I mean, they're not quite Mylars. They're cheaper. I forget what they're called.
I like those. But
Coaxial.
Dip lights.
Yeah, the dip lights. Yeah,
The
basically
dip lights.
those.
The ones,
But
the only
we got
issue
them for
with
wholesale.
Right.
they're tight. Like, they'll fit moderns, but you can't put anything else in them.
You can put Silver Age.
Not really. They're so
You can.
tight.
You can.
Small Silver Age, not because there's two sizes of reach. Because there's one.
Dude, you'd be surprised. Leg stuffs everything in those things.
Yeah, it does.
I had a bunch, and I don't like it that. I don't like that tight.
I'm with you.
I agree with you, but you can do it. They will fit, but I mean, they have different sizes though. You can get different.
That's fair. I don't know. I've had a few hundred. I've liked them.
Yeah, we bought I think we bought 4,000 of them.
Yeah, something like that.
Christ.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, the man over there, he uses bags and boards like it's going out of style.
Yeah,
I
it's
mean,
because Dino doesn't know how to rebag his own comics.
I just say Scott does it. I mean,
Dino would ship back out with the price tag from wherever.
dude, I've had to rip off price tags on our books, man. That's how bad it's getting. No.
I've had days where I do it. And you're like, is it going to take me longer to take off the price tag or to rebag the book?
But no, I mean, yeah, I feel bad because I don't even like rebag them when we went to Baltimore. I bought some books. I'm like, like we'll just rebag them later. It's so funny. I was like, yeah, I'm gonna put this set together, and then Scott's like, you gonna take those home? I'm like, nah, you can just keep them. Just list them. I'll just put it in my head.
I got some deals with that last show, and I was gonna put them back up on the wall. I'm like, I feel like they were so cheap. I'm just gonna hide them in case somebody's looking, going, how did I sell it for that much? And just move on to the next show.
I don't have any big shows now. I guess it's over, right? I don't have. Do you have any big shows by you?
No, there's nothing.
I think all the shows are pretty much done for the year.
Yeah.
I got a small local show in December that I'm going to try and get into, and that's it.
I wish we had local shows.
It's terrible. I mean, it's so bad. I don't like going, but it's like the only place to go.
I almost came down for that event you guys hosted, but I didn't know if it was going to be worth it.
What are you talking about?
The one you just went to.
Oh, I tell you what, I still think, man, I hate the idea because it feels like a lot of work, but I'm like, man, I bet if we could just find a cheap venue and have a show of some of the regional guys, if we could just figure out the advertising, we can get enough people.
I think
the shows in the area, either it's big ones or crappy ones. Ohio does way better than Indiana. There's nothing in Indianapolis.
Oh, that's true. I mean, not tearing down your great city, but
no, the shows there's two showrunners. One is crazy, and John Brown will commit because he covers the region and he hits down there, and then one local who just doesn't advertise. He just has a mailing list, sends it out, and he makes his couple $100 from the dealers buying tables, and he doesn't grow the thing. And I'm like, dude, Indiana Comic-Con can get 50,000 people. You can't get more than 250 into this show.
Yeah, that seems a little ridiculous to me too.
It's crazy.
I was hoping that CBSI local was gonna end up turning into something where we did regional things, and I think that it could have. It's just
I don't think there's enough people on it.
Yeah.
Well, I think people don't like to get their honey holes kind of.
That's what I was getting at next. Yeah.
I mean, I'm not.
Can't blame them.
Yeah, I can't blame them.
C'est la vie.
But I will say Ohio does a great job with shows. There's, Dayton has a show, and Toledo's got shows, and all these cities have shows, and Indiana is terrible. Kentucky does a good job. I don't get it. I feel like our state is just vastly underrepresented in them.
It was Brent Ingstrom.
What was the card?
One of them, I forget if it's A or B, is called Goat Tucker. With a T, not an F. And the other one was Chupacabra, some horror. Some of the cards are really good, and then some are like, yeah, these are crappy fillers.
Yeah, those are new cards, so unfortunately they don't have like the people that are itching to get their favorite autograph of the guy, but they're still cool. I'm sure there's probably some pretty famous artists that did something.
I did January. They got I Hate the 90s coming out, so I pre-ordered a box of those. How did you buy nostalgia? This one had like 80s horror, and then I have like I hate the 80s. So I just buy some stupid stuff every now and then.
Oh yeah, why not, man?
I mean, I always keep a lookout for like a, a decent 1985 Series 1 set, or I always look at PSA cards for Nasty Nick and all those, but
They're hard, man. They're hard. I've
Yeah.
submitted 4 either atom bombs or what was the B blasted billies,
yeah.
and the highest I've ever gotten was an 8.5. They're really hard to get in good condition unless you're opening unsealed, or sealed packs. But I've gotten really lucky. I picked up I didn't pick it up. My mom gave me a call and said, "Hey, I got a box of stuff you need to come pick up." And in the box was when I was a kid, when Garbage Pail Kids first came out, or not when they first came out, when they were in like Series 3. We went to a flea market in California, and one of the California dealers had the miniature cards that were like from England, and he had them imported because he got them super cheap. And the English version of Garbage Pail Kids were smaller. They're like half the size or a little bit more.
The German ones were too, because I lived in Germany when they first came out.
Yeah. And so we bought I got my parents to buy me a box, and then my mom said behind my back she bought like 2 more, and she forgot about them. So I ended up opening up one of the boxes, and I pulled out some really nice centered atom bombs, blasted billy, some nasty nicks. But those, because they're the German or English or Australian versions, fortunately they don't sell for as much.
Yeah.
But they're still pretty cool. I actually kept the gum too. They came with little miniature gum, so I actually have a stack of rock hard Topps bubble gum.
Yeah, I found out they weren't worth as much even when they first came out, because I took them to school and tried to trade them at recess, and people are like, "Get the fuck out of here!"
Well, I remember they also had the really big ones too. You remember those that were like,
yeah, they still
wartime?
every now and then come out with those, and there's all types, man. If you look on eBay, they got like GBK Con cards and
yeah,
Topps every now and then has their little on-demand sets. Some go for good money. Some,
but they print them to order, right?
Right.
Yeah.
There was one that came out right before Baltimore Comic Con, because I sent it to Jimmy and I sent it to Sean, and it said it was on demand, and it's like a GBK memes, like flashback memes, like, and they had one card they were showing was like Atom Bomb, but it was different, like a side view of his face. So I sent it to Sean. He's like, "Man, I want it, but I'm gonna wait till Baltimore." I was like, "Well, you have 6 days. It's on, on demand. You have 6 days to order." The next day we were at Baltimore. I looked and it said sold out. I was like,
"Oh wow,
what the hell?" So they sold 500 copies and then cut and stopped.
That's cool.
And then of course, I'm like, looked the other day. I was like, "Where the hell are they?" And my order's still showing processing. I'm like,
I hate that shit.
Yeah.
Oh, AZ, Grand Rapids is this weekend.
Yeah, I saw that.
Nate said, yeah. That's not far from you or me, right? I mean,
no, it's not. It's one of my little's birthdays, so I don't know if I can get out there for it.
I've been there before. It's okay. I mean, it wasn't. I didn't find any legendary books out there. I mean, things that make you go.
Yeah, I need to sell, not buy. Sell. Of course, I keep buying.
I bought a Moon Knight, that Moon Knight book, Sinkovich.
Oh, yeah, you did. How'd that come in?
No bueno. I mean, I'm gonna keep it. It's not totally trash, but it's not 9.8, I don't think.
Well, it was advertised as what, a very fine minus or something?
Which is shocking from where I got it from. But yeah, pretty much. I mean, I think keeping it in raw form and doing a little press job on it should make me some money.
Yeah, so that's all you could plan on that thing.
Yeah, I mean, it's not going to be a home run. I'm not going to be, but I'll make decent coin on it. So hopefully.
So I added, I think, my 6th SS book to my collection this week.
Oh, what'd you get? Anything good?
It's actually a duplicate. I bought a the second copy of 7 Teen Titans 1 from the original series with a Cardi signature.
Cardi's under. I like Cardi, man. I think you can't go wrong with that, man. I really don't think so. I mean,
I've done the research, and there's a lot of Cardi signatures out there, but very few on keys.
There's a lot of Nick Cardi fans. I talked to a lot of people that talk about their love or how they collect just Cardi Aquaman covers. Or,
I mean, Cardi and Neil Adams were 70s DC.
Yes.
Or 60s, 70s, you know. And it's just iconic. And the books that I kind of consider keys, there's the Aquamans, which there aren't a lot of those in SS because they weren't keys then.
No.
It's randomly somebody got assigned. You got the Teen Titans 1. I think 60 might have been his cover, the Showcase 60. And then the other one that I've got one of is Shazam 1 because he did the Superman. But I don't know. There aren't very many that are great ones he signed. I'm actually kind of looking forward to this one to see if maybe they were signed the same day because he signed the same spot the same way. And if not, it's okay. I upgraded my 5.5 to a 6.5, and I'm happy with it. Because something about having the 6 always feels better than the 5.
What are you gonna do with the other one?
I don't know that answer. I paid basically the same price too, so I feel pretty good about that. Yeah. So, but I don't buy many and I don't look for many, but this one popped up and I'm like, well, shit, I need that.
Oh, you know what book I'm keeping? I'm keeping a book finally, boys. I've talked myself into keeping that grind off McFarlane signature
the
book.
sketch.
Yep.
It's a pretty book.
Yeah. I mean, it's one of a kind. I guess not one of a kind that's like the only one he's ever done, but
Well, especially with Todd and Granoff's sketch, I think that's a cool book to have.
Well, and it being 982. I mean, it's like the trifecta kind of.
99, but yeah.
I mean, no, 99. I mean, god dang it. No.
Well, it's fucking McClay, and you posted about your display the other day again.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I need to start displaying my shit. It's sitting in a box, and now I've got that freaking massive painting or piece of art I won that I got to go pick up soon. And I'm like, if I put that up, that's like the gateway drug to displaying shit,
It is.
Scott's gonna hate me because I got that original print. And I gotta put it up. I haven't even put it up yet.
Oh, dude, I have so many things that I need to get framed and put up.
Well, one of the things that
Steranko?
Yeah, the Steranko, dude. I haven't got it. Got a print.
It tells a story.
Tell the story. That guy.
Well, I've got some of that original art I want to put up.
Well, along those lines, one of the things that I've kind of been thinking about is we kind of talk about a lot of things on different types of ways to display, and then all kinds of other stuff on how to protect books and Mylars and all that bullshit. But one of the things that I've kind of spent a lot of time on over the years is getting everything framed and doing things the right way and making displays, because I kind of decided hard and fast that I'm not going to let the stuff just sit in a closet anymore. And if I'm going to keep it, I'm going to enjoy it, which is kind of hard to do. That's why a lot of us have our man caves. But for one reason or the other, I don't have to deal with a significant other telling me she doesn't want to see it on the wall. So I just basically turned my house into my own man cave. So I did put up a post that Z was talking about, showing how I change things out kind of on a bi-monthly or monthly basis, what I like and how I put things up. But I'm going to kind of do a little bit more on that, and I figure we can all kind of say how we do things or what we want to do. And
yeah, I'm actually working on a room myself.
So
yeah.
for our 6 listeners, go ahead and post on the G Plus group and show us what you guys got.
Yeah.
that's cool.
Give us some inspiration.
Yeah, so that's what I was thinking is, I'll for those of us that already has it up or are working on it, we can kind of put it up there and make a little, hashtag, Flipside, Flipside rooms or Flipside display or something. And we'll see, for those of us that are working on it, kind of give them people ideas and let people show us their own and make it a type of thing for listeners to kind of show us what they're doing. And
speaking of that too, I saw a thing on Instagram that I showed Scotty, and it's a pain in the ass. Don't get me wrong, because we got to redo every book, but it was like this guy made a placard, and I guess I'll shout out.
I saw that
on short boxed.
Yeah,
and I was like, God damn, that's smart. And I was telling Scotty we should do it. I mean, we got to redo it all, but I mean, maybe with new books we'll do it. But it was like a little placard. I got the dimensions if you want them, Z. He gave them to me.
Fucking do it, but it was impressive.
It was nice, dude.
Exactly. I told Dino, I was like, "That's a good idea, but we're not doing it."
Yeah.
you can have the great man in the north do it, but he's busy scanning books. So
yeah.
What are you talking about? What's this placard?
You're gonna have to find somebody, even more remote than Tony to commit to doing that for you.
Yeah, I know, right?
It took so long just to put the little SKU numbers on every book.
Oh my God. Here, let me here it is. Let me see if I can find the post for you boys.
So if you live in Alaska, F5's recruiting.
Yeah, no kidding. Right here. Let me open this up. So right here's the post. If you got Instagram,
Tony's too busy.
Tony's too busy. He can. I'll put it on the. I'll put it on the.
I find this so amusing.
The G Plus.
So I put it on CBSI, or I put it on YouTube, and I put it on Google Hangouts. So this guy,
it was a great idea.
So basically, the guys from Shortbox, Gene and I think it's BJ and Gene, they're good guys. They made this little placard that goes inside the back of the board, kind of like a little plastic, or not a plastic, a paper like handout, and it gives you like notes, a price, and a condition and stuff. I mean, I thought it was really.
Yeah, it's very professional looking.
Yeah,
instead of just slapping a little price sticker on it.
Yeah,
I got a Thundercat sketch.
That's me.
The only thing is, though, it's on the back of the book, and we learned that at that first show is if your price isn't out, people get a little frustrated.
Yeah, I do too. I hate asking like
every book you got to ask.
Not to ask, I think it's too much.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well. Not even that. I just think it's cool that you can go in and just check. I mean, it is nice because you can just go in and it has notes and conditions. Maybe if you don't have the price on there, like we have like a special number we give all our books. So I'd probably put that in the price slot so you could look on the back of it. But I mean, it is nifty. I'm not gonna lie. I mean,
well, I went through like all my old books and like was putting notes on a little sticker cover attached or whatever the hell the problem was or piece cut out. It'd be nice to have that and just say, yes, you've looked through it and this is the condition of the book. And if I was charging, $40 a book, I would drop it in all of them and go, there's no staples attached. There's this. And so you remember, because you can't remember when you do 100 of those.
Yeah, no kidding. Well, even the notes too, like you're going through books and it's like, you're like, do you remember that has a, I don't know, does that have the coupon cut out or, or something like that? That's cool, I'm like.
Yeah, I think it's a brilliant idea.
Yeah.
And I think there's probably a dollar point for the brilliance of it of, what value do you put on that book to do it. But the guys at Shortbox are selling good books most of the time from what I've seen. So it makes perfect sense. If you're selling anything pre 1980 and you're charging more than a couple bucks for it, it's great. Golden Age books, half of them have a staple pop or some rust or something that you want to note, or a page that's got a piece missing or whatever it is. You can't keep track. If you've got 1,000 of those books, you can't remember. It's a great idea.
Yeah.
Well, if you gotta do that, you can like create your own template, put your own Instagram, all your other contact info on there, and then save it and then print it on thermal label printers and put the sticker on the back of the board. if you're going to go through that trouble to do that in the first place. That way you're advertising your stuff and not short boxed.
Well, I think that's the point. It's a good idea for
You can make your own.
The idea is good because listen, I've seen some pretty big dealers amongst the shows we go to, and most of them don't know what's going on in those books.
Okay, so you know what pissed me off? We bought a slab at Baltimore, and I didn't see it until I bought it home. They put their comic shop on the slab as a sticker. Oh, I was so pissed.
It's like when you get
I got it off though.
The Comic Link books.
Yeah, it was the same thing.
Yeah. Why do you do that?
Yeah, Comic Link. I hate that.
It's like I don't want to be able to have to peel it off. And I put Windex on it to get it off because I'm Greek.
Dude, Google on works perfect.
Yeah, I didn't have any of that, or I would have done that.
Yeah. It's still fresh.
Put it on the sleeve, not the slab.
God damn it! I bought the slab and it needs to be perfect. Put it on the goddamn Mylar that I'm gonna find another thing to put on top of it. God damn it! Yeah.
So sorry. I just thought of cool things in organization and stuff like that. Like I don't know if guys are looking. I mean that was a pretty cool kind of thing I saw. So little tidbit for you boys out there selling, trying to make yourself look more professional. You know.
We are not killing it on the watchers this week.
That was me. I messed it up.
We can't seem to break double digits tonight.
Yeah, well, I mean, I got lazy posting. I was like, oh, I'm gonna post it, and I thought we were gonna have our guest, and I thought things were gonna happen. And...
To be fair, though, there's only 5 of us on live when there's usually 10, so we should feel good because that's usually probably the people that get us to double digits.
Yeah, that's true too. Yeah, we're not cool anymore, man.
Everyone's getting in bed on time so they can vote tomorrow.
That's true too.
There must be other podcasts talking about this shit. I guess I don't know.
We'll up our game.
So true. I don't know. I'm excited. I guess I know what I'm excited for. I'm just excited for the stupid commercials to stop. That's what I'm excited for. And all the mail I get.
Tired of the text messages.
Oh
Tired
God.
of them.
Hey, Jack Nicholas. Did you guys see that one? Jack Nicholas is texting me. Hi, I'm Jack Nicholas.
I don't get any texts. Thank God I must have avoided that.
I don't know how they got my number, man, because I'm registered independent, so I don't know how they
getting everyone.
Getting from Trump. I'm getting it from freaking.
You're trying. The problem is they're trying to convert you, bro, because you're independent.
That'd be crazy, man. They figured out a way into our lives. I thought that we got rid of them, and then they went, "Nah, people care more about texting than they do calls, so just text them."
Just text them, bro.
Yeah. No. Anyways.
Well, we had a hell of a show.
Yeah, I think we touched everything.
Does anybody have any kind of lingering thoughts, comments?
No, I think just be on the lookout for future stuff. We got some things in the works that I think are going to be pretty darn cool, and just be on the lookout.
Top secret stuff. Top secret stuff. We don't even know about it.
Exactly.
Okay, boys. Maybe 2 weeks. That would be so. It's before Thanksgiving, kind of. It's the 19th. I don't know. We'll see. Maybe it's before Thanksgiving. Maybe it's after Thanksgiving. I don't know everybody's Thanksgiving schedule. So,
we'll figure it out.
Yeah, we'll definitely figure it out. So, look at Dr. Joe says we should raffle off a Black Cat 50 for those who are in attendance.
Sounds like.
I'll take that advice.
Hold on, let me get on YouTube real quick.
Yeah,
5,000 a ticket.
5,000 a ticket. Done. Sold.
And Saturday's Marine Corps birthday, and Sunday is Veterans Day.
Oh, all right.
They're gonna be going nuts around. There's a Marine Corps bar around the corner from my house. They block off the street, and it's like 400 or 500 people in the middle of the street just partying all day.
That's cool. They deserve it. Good stuff.
Yeah, why not?
America.
You ever go by the old Ton Tavern? Well, it's just a sign now, right?
The what?
Ton Tavern there?
No.
I mean, it's just a sign up now, but yeah, birthplace of the Marine Corps. Anywho, that's all I got. It was a good show.
Real good show. Okay, boys. I'm sure I'll talk to everybody later. Good show. I like it. So, all right, boys. See us in 2 weeks, maybe 3. We'll see.
All right.
Later,
Later.
gentlemen.